Hey, good morning. So another day filming from my bed. So as you know, I've not been very well over the last few days, but I'm here as always, showing up, and I believe it's day 26. So for me, this topic today would be about menopause, anxiety, and building my business around the change. So for those that know, menopause already has happened for me. It has been happening for the last 3 years. Um, you know, there's physical changes that we all understand about when we go through the change. The menopause, hormones change, your hormones dip basically. You don't produce the same amount of estrogen and things anymore. You can start feeling more fatigued, tired, drained. Your periods may change or they may have stopped completely depending on where you are, what stage you're at going through this change of menopause. The one thing that I wasn't prepared for was the anxiety. The anxiety kind of hit me a bit like a steam train in a way. Um, as you know, I'm quite an upbeat person, quite bubbly. I'm currently here in bed, still not very well at the moment. As you can tell, I still not my best. Um, on flu tablets and everything else. And I'm also visiting my dad at hospital. As you know, for the last couple of days, he ended up having a heart attack and had to have surgery. And he's down to have more surgery today if everything goes to plan. So I'm going to have to go back up there again today and visit him to see what's going on and how he's doing and things. But that aside, the anxiety that you go through with menopause can be quite crippling. It can really take over you. And it really can affect your mindset. And as I say, I didn't realize that I was going to get that on top of everything else. Um, it's one thing to go through the change and not function as you feel as a woman anymore with certain things, to then have this whopping great pang of anxiety that comes over like tidal waves almost in a way. And you just feel like you can't function, you can't breathe, you can't focus, you're just so in your head, um, worrying, just everything combined. And trying to focus, it's just difficult, isn't it? It's so difficult. You're already battling with tiredness, you know? So, like I said, the overthinking, the worry, the sudden waves of anxiety. You get anxiety then about money. You get anxiety about how things are going in work. Did I do this? Have I done that right? You overanalyze things, and it's just like, why am I doing all this? This is not me. Um, and then you start, like I say, you're doubting yourself. And then I'm building my business on the side. So I'm doing a travel business that I'm building, and I do have another online business which I started last year. That one is fine. That's a lot simpler to run and do. The travel business is a lot different and is actually split into two businesses. So it's even more juggling and learning and yeah, everything combined basically. And I think what I'm finding is sometimes my anxiety can be that bad or strong at times that I have to physically just stop. I have to, because I cannot function. I cannot think straight. And I just think, right, okay, be kind to yourself right now. You just need a bit of time out, breathe, have a cuppa, which you can see is there. A cup of tea is always with me, or you drink of water or squash if I don't drink my tea. Sorry, I've been scratching as well. Um, but I have to stop, and I have to sort of like regroup myself, my focus. Right, what have I done? What haven't I done? I refer to my checklist. I refer to my action plan. I refer to my notes. Sometimes I've got lists for lists. I'm sure I'm not the only one as well that's going through that. But what I've pushed through is again, determination. What's helped me push through is determination. It's my belief. It's the drive. It's the thought, right? Like for me, as you know, I don't want to work for anyone else. That's my drive. I do not want to work for anyone else for any longer than I have to. And it's no personal vendetta about anything or anyone. I just know deep down in my heart, I need to be doing content creating. I need to be doing YouTube. I need to be doing other things. I need to be building my business. And it's all things that I can do, I can create. I'm in control. And it isn't because I'm a control freak. It's my happy place. it's where I know I'm the most happiest I'm ever going to be, mentally as well as physically. I'm not saying that working for yourself is a walk in the park. I know it's not. I'm already in that zone. I'm already trying to work for myself and do my own thing, as well as work full time. And, I just know that I've got to follow my intuition. I've got to follow my gut feeling. And every time I produce this video like I'm doing now, every time I do something with my business online and I'm talking about destinations, doing trainings, looking at ways that I can grow and improve. And, it doesn't depress me or worry me. It just excites me. It just feeds the ambition, the drive and determination in me to succeed. And that's where I know and how I know that I am doing the right thing. I'm not adding too much to myself. I'm not overworking myself. It's just the process I have to go through because there is no choice. Yes, I know people could say, yeah, you could quit your 9 to 5, but then how do I pay my bills? I have to make sure first that I've got my business up to a certain stage, a certain level where there's money coming in regularly each month. I need to make sure that I've paid debt off first before I can walk away from that side of things. I need to make sure that I've got a nest egg of money put aside for at least 6 months worth of wages for me to walk away from my other job, which is full time, before I can really do this solo and everything else with it. Now, I am doing things behind the scenes. I've had to slow right down this week because I'm not well. And that's basically because I've got a virus. And that's what the doctor informed me this Wednesday. So that was 2 days ago. I'm resting more. I'm taking more time out to myself. Just doing what I need to do and be sensible. On the flip side, I had a bit of a big curveball thrown at me as well, as you know, on Wednesday, where my father had a heart attack and I had to go and rush to him. And then I had to make sure the ambulance arrived and then basically get him on that ambulance to get to hospital. So since then, that's knocked me for six as well. So that's exhausting me as well as the menopause and everything else combined. Um, but I'm pushing through it, I'm pushing through it the best I can. But I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm not well. Like yesterday when I was visiting my father, and I had every intention to stay there so many hours, but I just couldn't do it. And I could feel like I had a migraine coming on. And if you're a migraine sufferer, oh my gosh, they are horrible. And I don't know about you, but when I get a migraine, my vision can actually go. I can't see. And of course, if I can't see, it means I can't even drive. So I knew if I didn't leave when I did from the hospital, I wouldn't have been able to get home, to rest. So I said to my father, look, I'm going to have to go. And thankfully, my sister was there anyway. She had joined me. And I said, look, I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have to make a move. I'm not feeling great. My head is starting to go. Migraine is coming on. And my sister and my father both suffer with migraines as well. So they understand what I mean. And like I've still got a bit of I could say a dodgy head, that's what I call it. But I still don't feel great, but I feel, I can see, I feel better than I was. And whether that's because it's the stress of everything going on as well, or all the hormones that could be triggering me. Because the one thing I noticed as well is when I started my periods when I was 12 years old, as soon as I started periods, I started having migraines. So they definitely seem to be in connection with each other. And although I don't have a period anymore, I still get all the other symptoms, including the headaches. So, yeah, yesterday was, I think, a combination of things. And just the stress. I think I found it the most stressful time was parking my car at the hospital. Oh my gosh. I'm grateful parking is free at the hospital. But there is a lot of parking, but then there's a lot of staff that work there as well. And there are staff car parks, don't get me wrong. But there's not enough. There's just not enough for the volume of people that are in that building constantly. It's just ridiculous. But sorry, guys. That was the most stressful bit for me. And I think maybe that may have triggered me as well. But, you just want to get somewhere. You just want to get in. And I think I spent about 45 minutes nearly yesterday again, just trying to find somewhere to park my car. I think that was so frustrating. But never mind. I managed to park my car in the end, and that's a good thing. So I know there's far greater things to worry about. I digress. So how I cope with the anxiety, as you know, I write my lists. I write more than one list if I have to, not because I want to give myself more anxiety, but it's more of a double check of, right, did I do this? Did I complete what I wanted to complete? Is there anything else that I need to think about now that I haven't included already? Sometimes when things change or happen, it can then add more to your list or take away, depending on what you're doing. Um, to help with the anxiety itself, I do journaling. I write down how I think and feel. I have got so many notebooks, it's unbelievable. I think I should have my own stationery company because I go through so many pens and paper. But it's good. I've got to do what's right for me. And if it means just writing down how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, or my visions about what I see and what I feel and what I believe will happen and what I think I should be doing and how I want my life to be, then I'll just jot it down because it puts me in a much better, happier place than having all this pent up and stuck in my mind, and I need to get it out, get it on paper. So I do that, grounding myself. Sometimes I'll just sit in the conservatory, which is why you see me filming there quite a bit. It's only a little conservatory of ours. It's actually a conservatory stroke laundry drying room. Because what you generally don't see behind the camera is 2 areas with loads of clothes hanging on there with pants, socks and everything else as well drying, because the conservatory in the warmer months is like a little sauna. So it's fantastic for drying clothes, right? So I'm going to utilize it. I'm going to get my clothes dry. We don't actually have a washing line in the garden. That's the other reason. And when we moved in, the washing line that was there basically broke. It snapped through corrosion and wear and tear over the years from the previous people that used to live here. So we don't actually have a washing line in the garden at the moment. Hence why I've got 2 eras. Sorry, accent is kicking in as well. So I have 2 clothing eras or clothes horses, if you want to call it that, that we call here in the UK, where it's a metal thing. It folds, it opens up, you put your clothes on there to dry, and it's great, So we got 2 of them. Anyway, so when I'm in the conservatory, I like to watch the trees in the garden and the gardens around me just moving in the breeze. I like watching birds. I love birds. I've had a lot of very comforting experiences with robins in the garden. That's a story for another time. And yeah, I just like watching butterflies. I love dragonflies. I haven't seen. Oops, let me grab my tea. I haven't seen many dragonflies. I've seen a couple this year, but you tend to find dragonflies when you're around like a water feature, like a pond or like a lily garden, like I was in a couple of weeks back in Cowbridge, and to see a dragonfly these days, oh my god, they're very, very limited and precious around here. But I see a lot of butterflies in the garden, and lately I've been seeing 2 butterflies together, and they seem to be in sync, as if, I don't know, it's for mating reasons or what, but they seem to be flying around together, like fluttering around. And I just love watching things like that, simplicities of life. Um, I break tasks into smaller tasks if I can. I try and break things down. So if I can't do the whole big task in a day or a week, then I'll start doing things that I can to help achieve that, whether it takes me more than a day, whether it takes me more than a week. But I still do things in small steps, small chunks, until I get that, whatever it is, done. I focus on community and support. This channel has actually really helped me a lot. Yes, I give myself a bit of pressure, I suppose, or put myself under a bit of pressure to make sure I get these videos completed. And I did set myself that challenge of 30 days, 30 videos in 30 days, i.e. 1 video a day. And I'm doing that. I'm up to day 26 now today. But it's also reconfirmed to me that I know that whatever I put my mind to, I can do it, I can achieve it. So it's not just for me, it's about teaching and showing other people and coaching people that you can do the same. You really can. I'm not doing anything fancy on here whatsoever. I'm just showing up. I'm just being me. I'm not pretending to be anything I'm not. I will never do that. It's too much effort. It's too much effort to try and be something you're not, guys. I'd rather be me, be authentic and be real with you. I'm not going to be all dolled up or whatever, and each to your own. If you like to wear loads of makeup, good for you. Me personally, I'd rather go and read a book or do something, that's business related, so, but that's just me. There's no right or wrong in anything, guys. You do you, as they say. My phone is frozen. Oh gosh, bear with me. So hence my notes, because otherwise I'll forget everything. But like I say, it's building this community, it's focusing with you guys, it's growing this channel. There's a purpose behind it. There's a reason why I started this. It's about mental health. It's about menopause. It's about building a business or 2 or 3 or whatever I end up doing. It's about the freedom. It's about being able to choose what I want when I want. It's about not being restricted anymore. You're already restricted, aren't you, when you've got menopause, because you can't stop it. So there's already that restriction there. It's just about dealing with it, how you cope with it, that I'm trying to put out there, I suppose, to you. How else can I explain? But I think this community is just about understanding each other, and that we can come together and talk about what we've gone through, what we do to actually help support each other going through it, what works, what doesn't work, but everyone's different, not one size fits all, basically. And I think also it's reminding yourself, overall, anything else, it's just about progress. It's not about perfection. None of us are perfect, no matter how much we may think we are. We're not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I can strive for progression and doing more, getting better at things. And that comes through time, through practice, and also being patient with yourself. There's another P there thrown into the mix. So I'm not quite happy with my hair today, and that's not because of perfection. It's just I just feel like I look scruffy. But yeah, so I just feel like you got to put all those pressures that you've put on you aside. I think the most important thing out of everything is be you, be yourself, and show up. And whatever you get at achieving, or what you achieve in one day, is far better than not doing anything at all. One step forward, focus on the one small step forward, keep going forward, and then whatever you get to achieve from it is fantastic, right? Because it's better than just laying in bed all day. It's better than just polishing your backside on the sofa all day and not moving anywhere or not doing anything. But if you can write a list, or however it is that you help to get things done, to achieve things, I think that's most important. And just strive to achieve, even if it's just one thing in a day. You're certainly doing far more than what you would have done if you hadn't made any effort at all. And I think that's what's important mostly. So I'm going to leave it there with you, I think, with that. I'm going to be going up to the hospital at some point today. I'm going to be checking in with the hospital soon to find out if my father is definitely going into surgery, if they know, or if he's already there. I don't know. So it's nearly 9:30 in the morning. So that's my plan for today. And then depending on how things go, how long I'm up there, I don't know what else I'm doing. I'm just literally being kind to myself, I think. I'm not well as it is. I mean, if I wasn't going to the hospital, I would literally be in either the bed or on the bed resting, or I'd be resting on the sofa because I wouldn't be going anywhere else. Or if I was up to sitting in the conservatory with the door open for fresh air, but that would be it. I wouldn't be going anywhere today. I would just be literally resting myself and having a pajama day, if anything. I love a pajama day. I don't know about you, but I'm quite happy to have a day in my pajamas. It's great, not having to think about, right, what am I going to wear today now? What's going to fit me today? When you put weight on with menopause as well, that's annoying because your clothes don't fit you anymore. You get that sort of middle spread across your tummy, the bloated extra poundage going on there. And yeah, it can really knock you, can't it? It can make you think, oh, do I really want to go anywhere? Can I be bothered? Otherwise, I'm going to have to, especially if you've got like a big event going on, you just think to yourself, oh, I'm going to have to buy something to wear now. And that's annoying, isn't it? That can be so annoying. But anyway, I'm not going anywhere major today, just the hospital. But that's major in itself, right? Because it's not a place anyone wants to be. Nobody likes to go to the hospital, unless it's necessary. But it's got to be done because life will life, as they say. So I'm certainly going through a life situation right now with my dad. But I'll keep you posted. I'll be back again tomorrow for day 27 with another situation, topic, whatever, to do with menopause, mental health, and life as it carries on. So thank you guys for being here as always. You're amazing. Please give me a like, subscribe. I absolutely love you being here. Please tell me where you're watching from. I'd love to know more. And yeah, until tomorrow, have a great day, guys. Stay blessed.